I can't see a thing, Jim.
Well, hold on.
I swear, it's always some damn thing. Wait, got it. Ah, hell, this thing ain't gonna hold.
Shut up.
Hey, all right, it's content time. As JRK has, oh, you know what? I do need to switch scenes in OBS here. It's content time, take 2. As JRK has blessed us with another PowerPoint. Who has more players? As of yesterday, when we were talking about this on Discord. Yeah, we make it look easy. Real trap shit. Torius, thanks for the bits that didn't fire for some reason. Why didn't the bits fire? Must have been on the wrong scene for it. Anyway, thanks for that. Also, SJRK, do we need that commercial roll? I wonder if I can force that. Can I force that to happen? Alerts. Alert box. No, I can't do shit. Hey, thanks for the 203 bits. They have been devoured by the void. I cannot redo it. I don't have the right windows open. Player base counts pulled Sunday night, 11 p.m. CST tilde approx. Backside of the TV, as always, good name. Thanks for the big primary. 10 months. 3-month streak. New PowerPoint, let go. We'll do a test one. All right. So we know the rules. What are the rules, you ask? Great question. Can I smallenize this over here so that half of it kind of pulls away from the chat in the corner there? You know what I mean? No, you know what I can do? I'm going to be unbelievably... Look at this fucking problem solver. Can you believe that I can do that? I can't rerun the bit thing, and it is... You can't read this because there's too much behind it. But we did move it out of the way. Should we be in PowerPoint mode? Absolutely not, because I need to grab stuff and move it. Because I don't know these either. Problem solve, man. Yeah. What are the rules? Player counts are based off total number for a game, not a specified version. So, comma. The side example would be all 3 added together, right? Skyrim Enhanced Special Edition, Re-Release Edition, Game of the Year Edition. You know, your stepdad forgot about your birthday and gave you one 2 weeks later edition, whatever. It's a grab mover, you know. It's a grab remover type. For reference, EverQuest. Yeah, so I was playing EverQuest yesterday, and the server, the custom private EverQuest client, some guy's private server I was playing on, had 2585 players online at that exact moment. The night the data was taken. And so that will be our prime meridian. Maybe that's our equator, okay? And so if you're below that, if you're below a private EverQuest server in the year of our Lord 2025, it's not looking good. Anyone care to take a guess? Current players of every type of Skyrim on Steam. This is on Steam, by the way. There's still that many people playing EverQuest in just one server. Yeah. Top 100 games of all time. What do you mean? What do you mean? EverQuest is great. Skip that box. We see it later. Okay. All right. We'll get back to it. How to play. Place the large star on the game you think has the larger number under it, then move the green square. Have fun. Always remember your hearts are blazing and all that. All right. Who has more players right now? And this would be yesterday when we were looking up all this stuff. Satisfactory 1.0 or Deep Rock Galactic. Now, the green rectangles are a different size. Does this mean something, or is SGR Arcade trying to Trying to trick us. Hoomst. All right. Vote now on your phones. Satisfactory or Deep Rock. There will be a Twitch vote right here. Yeah, we'll have to find out. This is where we find out whether SJ Arcade is playing a metagame or not. I see a lot of Dwarf enjoyers in the chat. Even if it's lower, DRG players are fanatical, so they count as 2. That is true. Satisfactory. I don't know, man. There's a lot of puzzle pieces playing that game. All right. There's a lot of Manhera-ass VTubers playing that game. Rockin' Stone. All right, what does chat think? Chat's pretty even. Satisfactory is winning by only 1 point, and it has. Yeah, this is Steam only, so goofy shit like Game Pass, you know. I think there are more autists. Well, let's be honest, it's 2 different types of autists, all right? I'm saying Satisfactory. 12991 versus 9091. Satisfactory wins. The aughts win. Rockin' Stone, actually pretty close though, you know, pretty close. And I think both are great games, so I don't need to make fun of one of them here, actually. Good work. Satisfactory takes it. That was round 1, just to get a feel for things. Next. Who has more players now? FTL, 15 years later or whatever, and Portal 2, as I start to turn into a skeleton, also like 15 years later maybe. Oh no. So, damn, you know, Portal was a bigger game at all points, right? Massive studio, kind of culturally significant, just a touch, you know? But FTL, it didn't invent exactly what it was. I mean, I played Space Word Ho 20 years before FTL came out. But still, a shitload of thing, a very influential game, FTL, I'll say. Very influential game. Portal 2 doesn't have a lot of replay value, but FTL does. Once again, I'm voting for the Authies. This is my vote, but let's see what chat has. This is David versus a bigger David, not really Goliath. Five versus 6, huh? Portal 2 has some upticks with streamer playthroughs, but you're thinking FTL. Dwarf enjoyers are more dad gamers, sitting behind their 3D printer, drinking that Monster Zero. Listen to AC/DC. They got a Quake 3 shirt on. Chat has a perfect tie. I'm going to choose FTL, but it's only because I believe. I think it's probably... My brain says Portal 2, my heart says FTL. 1243. Half that. Half the players of my private EverQuest server. 1271. So close. Dude. This is 28 points off. We call it a tie. Chat tied. It's a tie. And a tie is a win for FTL. Am I right? Chat literally guessed correct. They did it. And good work, FTL. Although 1,200 is not a lot of people. 1,200 is not a lot of people playing either of them. But hey, all right. What about Portal 1 versus Portal 2? Now, for me, this is an easy Portal 1. Because not only is Portal 1 literally a better game in every way, but also it's a more significant game. Better longevity. The humor in it is both funnier and not quite so in your face and incessant. I think Portal 1 sweep. Portal 1 sweep.
Twitch Prime.
This is EverQuest 1 and 2 right here. Like, the sequel was a downgrade. Solid Singularity, thanks for the big Prime, 10 months. Portal 2 for the co-op, you think? Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, actually, I forgot about, because I never consider multiplayer because, you know, who has friends, you know? Portal 1 seems to be winning the poll in chat. Once again, this is a heart and mind, both on Portal 1. But co-op sweep, that's a good point. The co-op thing. Oh no. Okay. I may have made some crazy comments. Yeah. We'll get them next time, boys. Sorry, I had the mute for the KO outside. All right, everything I said about Portal 1 is correct, but there just aren't that many people playing it anymore. Twitch is designed for bad take. Yeah, that's true. Who has more players right now? Fez, a game I've never heard of, and Peggle, a game I've heard of, but I don't actually know what it is. I think it's for moms on their phones to play. Are these games too normie for me to know what they are? You think it's Peggle? Steam only, so Fez. Peggle Fez was good, but Peggle for sure. Peggle strikes me as a game you play on your phone, though. Platform sensitivity. Mom game beats any game of the year half a decade ago. True, the only thing is, you know, phone versus Steam or whatever. What does chat say? I'm just gonna vote whatever chat says, because I don't know anything really about these two. Peggle, alright. Peggle way ahead. The peg. But look at this big rectangle over here. 447 on Steam. Yo, platform sensitivity might do it. Half a decade ago, Fez came out 2012. It's 7:15. Who's doing landscaping? You're supposed to go home. Jesus Christ. Anyway, 43. Prank 'em, John. the super long rectangle as well. Good work. Good work. All right. Peggle wins. Moms who like to smoke and drink when they're pregnant that also run Twitch, even on Steam, beats out Literal Who Game. Got him. More people playing Peggle than Portal. True. Hey, all right. All-time peak. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, when Cyberpunk came out... Look, when Cyberpunk came out, nobody knew how rough the launch was going to be day one. They had already bought it and started playing it by then, right? So... Man, but Baldur's Gate 3 was fucking massive. And it kept it up, unlike Cyberpunk, which probably dropped off a bunch because of the launch. Cyberpunk hype, dude, this had commercials on television. They called people's landline phones and told your parents about Cyberpunk, right? Normies knew about this thing. Yeah, hype versus sustain. Although in the long run, Cyberpunk is actually a wonderful game. It's one of my favorite. I really like it. It's very excellent. Rough launch though. But Baldur's Gate 3 was a staggering power lifter. What do we got for the chat poll here? BG3 is pulling ahead in the chat poll. BG3 got that reach. Yeah, but Cyberpunk has the flexibility. It just occurred to me that reference is now like 20 years old. Old. It also had a huge peak when Edge Runners came out. Oh, true. And that was one. And when Edge Runners came out, they had fixed all the funny business in Cyberpunk, basically. But Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam was a massive thing. The Edge. All right, Baldur's Gate 3 has won the chat poll. I don't know what I'm going to say in this one. Cyberpunk had the power of the normies, but it also had the rockiest launch ever. A hanging Chad. I think it's actually Cyberpunk. I think the power of normies. Wait, all-time peak though. Ugh. Cyberpunk was worth the wait from the Neuromancer DOS game for you. Holy based. Well, chat voted BG3, so we get 875,343 all-time peak. Versus Cyberpunk. 833.87. And the winner is Bald Girls Gate 3. Very close, actually. Very close. Unironically, two of the best games in the last whenever the fuck they came out. Everybody wins here. Except people who tried to play this shit on their PS3 or whatever. Good fight, good night. A go-toff, yeah. All-time peaks. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. We have Mountain Dew Maternal versus Broderlands 2. So we have sequel to the surprisingly excellent Doom 2016, which added a whole bunch of shit and kind of forgot the lessons that it was supposed to have learned with 2016, and ultimately ended up being a little more of kind of a confused mess. Way too much story. Not necessarily better gameplay, just a lot more of it. It was fine, but it was moving in a direction that I didn't care for. Versus shit game that you could play with your boys, and so anything's fun if you play with your boys, even bad games. And Borderlands 2 it had that commercial, didn't it? Or was that Borderlands 1 that had the commercial on TV? I'm thinking of normie stuff over here, right? What percentage of Borderlands 2 is accounted for by console players? None, because this is Steam. All-time peak. Normies love commercials. When did Borderlands 2 come out? Like 2012 or something? Yeah, 2012. Okay, it still works up here, just barely. Steam user base when Borderlands 2 would be like half of what it was when Doom Eternal came out. Okay, we're doing some historicity here. Coney loved BL2. Coney, huh? Did you just call Borderlands 2 a shit game? Absolute, unequivocally. Yeah. Objectively a shit game. that you could play with your boys and it'd be fun, like multiplayer, co-op, you know. In my IMO. Due to the changing demographics of the platform, chat has decided Doom Eternal wins this one. 84,865. A modest amount for a Doom Eternal over here. All-time peak. 84,865. Oh, I'm gonna do that. I think Borderlands 2, if you include consoles, shits on Doom, but well, you don't need to include consoles. The winner is Borderlands 2, and this is fucking resounding because way more people use Steam now than they did in 2012, and also Borderlands 2 had console shit. Dominated. You voted for Doom because you would sooner pick big and be wrong than risk the alternative. Oh, fair enough. In your IMO, it's fun with friends, can't be to a game's credit. That's correct. It's not to the game's credit. That's true of every game and movie and fucking brushing your teeth. Literally anything, right? In fact, things that are bad might actually be more fun with your boys, right? With your friends. Which is why it's a pointless quality comment, but it does have a point for popularity, right? Anyhow, Borderlands wins. However, rise from your grave. All-time peak, Borderlands 2. What about today, right now? And by right now, I mean Sunday at 11 p.m. What has more longevity? Now, keep in mind, Doom Dark Ages is about to come out, so Doom Eternal might have gotten a bump from that. But then again, Borderlands came out with the shittiest movie and or TV show ever a while ago. So that's something. Was that a movie or a Netflix TV show? I actually don't know. But I do know that it was a cast of 7 65-year-old people trying to do the most we have James Gunn at home ass 2011 script ever. What an embarrassment. With Charlize Theron. Who? That climate kid? What's her name? Do you mean that little girl that yells about the climate? What's that girl's name? Maybe it's not Charlize Theron. It'll be Borderlands again, you think? It's a trick? Oh, okay. What was it? Don't try to outthink
relaxing.
Oh yeah, Greta Thunberg. Yeah, never mind. That's not Charlize Theron.
Doesn't appreciate it like we connoisseurs do.
Artorius, thanks for the 25 tier 1 subs. Everybody gets a free day today. Please enjoy no ads. Massive double grip. Thanks a lot, Artorius. We make it look easy. Kate Blanchett. Kate Machete. All right, yeah. Greta Thunberg, you're right. It's not Charlize Theron. She's an actress, I think. To be fair, Borderlands' whole brand is we have James Gunn at home in 2011. Yeah, they hit it, right? The climate kid. It's not the climate girl chat is trying. I think it's Doom. I'm gonna choose to believe. Quality over. Plus, Borderlands 2 is so fucking old. Borderlands 2 is almost as old as Sixth Sense. For me, it's Doom over here. Enjoy being sniped. Boom. Very almost the number of freedom, 1776. Very close, 1774. Borderlands 2, my guess is truly 56. Couldn't be more than that. 56. Okay, 3,300. Maybe 3,400. I am so wrong. Jesus. As before, so too today. Doom eternally losing to Borderlands 2. Jesus. Democracy was a mistake. Dude, SJ Arcade, he did it. Kids these days, and also kids back then. Kids are always wrong. They just get older. You underestimate the slapper. What sad person is playing Borderlands 2 in 2025? Look, I was playing an EverQuest server in 2025 yesterday, so really I'm in no position to talk. Borderlands 2 has so much more replayability. I mean, in that it's a multiplayer game, yeah. All right, I have to wash that taste out of my mouth and get the who has more players right now. Warhammer Vermintide 2 or the game that started it all and created one of the most slop genres ever. Left 4 Dead. Which way, Western man? The one that everybody else copied? In the most we're not finished with this game, release it anyway, 5 maps for $60 lol. Absolute shovelware that cursed the gaming industry for the next 17 years, or the Warhammer flavor that came out more recently. I feel like this chat is just going to say Vermintide 2, and they might not even be wrong. What was the one with Zombrex? I don't know. For me, my vote, and I'm looking at chat here, and I see chat agrees with me. I think it's Vermintide 2. Original Left 4 Dead, Baskin Robbins, you have all these flavors and you're going to play the original. Why? You know? I think it's Vermintide 2. I think the rats take it. You know how many rats there are? There's trillions of rats. Trillions. You bet Left 4 Dead 2 beats them both? Beats them both combined? Well, we'll see about that. 1409. I would like to remind everyone, less than the prime meridian of my EverQuest server. About half. And 409, the cleaning product. Is Vermintide going to clean up Left 4 Dead? Or will it get its clock cleaned? 29,370. Absolutely smoked. Fucking des. Holy. There's fundamentally something I guess I just don't understand here. 29,000 players yesterday, Left 4 Dead original version. Damn. Buckle up. I don't have, despite all my making fun of the genre, which deserves to be made fun of, generally speaking, I don't have a horse in this here race. I'm not really a Skaven guy, and I don't care about Left 4 Dead, so I'm a neutral observer. I'm just saying I'm neutrally shocked at the beating that just took place. Does HeyWoah know about the government cheese caves? Starvation wouldn't be nearly such a thing in the apocalypse. There simply would be more cheese. Okay, now we know. VT2 is literally the better game. I don't doubt it. That's probably true. What a landslide. And now, who has more players right now? Who literally this moment is absolutely jorking it to Orc Massage, to Jork Massage versus Fable the Lost Chapters. All right. One game about wanking, one game made by a wanker. I'll be here all night. Vote now on your phones. Orc Massage currently has 3 votes, 4 votes. Orc Massage pulling ahead. Fable coming up from the rear. And not for the first time. Orc Massage maintaining its 2-point lead. Me not that kind of orc. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. 1 frag left. Orc Massage 10-5, doubling the vote counts. Exactly yesterday at 11 p.m. CST, how many people were playing really high art of video games in Orc Massage at that very moment? 44 brave souls were playing Orc Massage at that moment. So few worldwide that if you somehow found out someone was playing it, you have a decent chance of like guessing who that person is. You have a 1 in 44 chance. Me and my 43 alt accounts. Ozymandias in his panopticon, right? CRT monitors lining the IMAX walls. It was me, Barry. All 44 of them. The Goonopticon, if you will. Or maybe the Panopticon, depending on your sexuality, actually. We could just reuse the word. You played Fable Lost Chapters and you could know adult parties with multiple women and you're horrified and you found out to track those stats and shared them with your friends. Oh, I haven't voted yet. Sorry, I broke the rules. But now that I know Orc Massage has 44 quote-unquote live players, I still think it's Orc Massage. Boom. Oh, my button didn't work. Okay. Explosion, lightning, and shit. All right, there we go. Fable BTFO. Failable. Unfabled to surpass Jork Massage. Gooning wins, ladies and gentlemen. On Earth as it is in heaven. Important note, a lot of people are playing Orc Massage through their Patreon direct download and not through Steam. True. Okay. I mean, some people are playing Fable on their Xbox 360 or whatever, so there's that. 44 versus 31. That's not a lot. When are we getting Meat and Fuck at Krondor? Or Leisure Suit Stonekeep? And in this corner, Dookie Nukie, the really bad one, or a game I didn't even know was on Steam, actually, and most people probably play it with an emulator. Oh, big. Metal Slug 3. A classic Metal Slug. I think X is probably the classic-dist one. Versus Duke Nuke Them. Dick Kick 'em. Duck Fuck 'em. Forever is at least a meme, you're right. Metal Slug seems to be winning so far. 1 vote ahead. Only 2 L's so far? Alright. Track your progress. Can't imagine anyone playing Duke Nukem Forever unless it's like Harry Dads with 2 viewers on Twitch. I feel like anyone playing Duke Nukem Forever is like playing it as a meme to see how bad it is, right? And Metal Slug, 65-year-olds are playing it to relive their Neo Geo days in 1995. Those alien bastards circumcised me. All right. Tie game. Duke Nukem Forever. Duke Nukem versus Metal Slug. Chat has it tied. I'm going to say that anyone playing Metal Slug 3 is going to be doing it on a non-Steam platform. But then again, the Steam Deck, dude, the handheld Steam Deck thing, it's like perfect for a game like Metal Slug, isn't it? And it's got to be like nobody's playing DNF. I'm going to choose to believe. I'm going to choose to want to believe. I'm going to believe that people using their Steam Decks to play Metal Slug outnumber the number of people who are memeing with Dookie Nukie. 23. More people are currently jacking off to Orc Massage than are playing Metal Slug 3. That's pretty close to the number I was expecting, though. And yet, I still don't know what I'm going to see with this next one. We discovered a new silicone-based life form. Yeah, 2 of them. All right. 19. It is all over. Big John McCarthy has decided this contest by way of TKO and gives it to Metal Slug 3. Dookie Nukie is down for the count. At one time, you could always bet on Duke, but that was a long time ago. And if you add up each of them, you're getting dangerously close to the Orc Massage equator. We have, by the way, the EverQuest Prime Meridian of 2,500 players on my private server, and now we have the Orc Massage equator that you have to chin up bar above, okay? Who are these 19 people? You remember the friend who gaslit you to buy Duke Nukem Forever when you were in middle school? First of all, you played Duke Nukem Forever in middle school. I'm so fucking old. Oh, God. Jesus. But also, I bought the collector's edition of Duke Nukem Forever. It came with the Duke Nukem Red Casino dice that you guys have, some of you have seen me use in EDH. I play Commander with them to this very day. That's where those came from, by the way. Those red dice I use, they came from the Duke Nukem Forever Collector's Edition. Well, trivia. And it came with a 7-inch, reportedly 7-inch, but really it was a 6-inch Duke Nukem bust of like his head and shoulders. Damn, that shit was sick. It was the best part of that. The game in the box was the worst part of the collector's edition. And eventually I bought a few more collector's editions because they were $11 at GameStop pre-opened. And I just took the dice out and the bust and threw everything else away. So that now I have 6 of them. That's an apt meta comment about Duke claiming 6 but being, or claiming 7 but being 6. Yeah. Still working up here. I did that on purpose. All right. Who has more players right now? Moving away from some cringe, right? Except for Orc Massage, obviously. That's high art. And Metal Slug is also art. The animation is still amazing. Back when people used to try. And also working conditions are much worse. Who has more players right now? Black Mesa or KOTOR 2? An Obsidian Entertainment All-Star. And now, as of yesterday at 11 p.m. Vote now on your phones. What is Black Mesa?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer every night.
It's a Half-Life. It's a Half-Life. And everybody's saying KOTOR 2, they want to believe. Everyone wants to believe. This is on Steam. All right. I want to believe too, chat. Black Mesa is Half-Life remastered by fans. You don't want to believe, but you're a doubter. Nothing happens, you're all in. You're going Black Mesa just to be contrarian? Well, you might be right. Let's check the other one first. 375 for Black Mesa. 375. Apparently a decent amount of people, according to these very unpopular games nowadays. KOTOR 2, 75 years after its release. With the funny robot in it and the twist. 527 victory. KOTOR 2, you wanted to believe and you were rewarded for your loyalty. Ooh. Pay out the believers, collect your dollary dues, collect your Chuck E. Cheese dollars and your tickets. Get yourself a troll and a novelty comb up at the concession stand. KOTOR 2. Well deserved. Excellent game from what I recall. I don't know how well or unwell it has aged. Probably not very well. But I recall it being a great game and I really liked it at the time. We're now back to 5 minutes before midnight. You're unironically banned from Dave & Buster's for making a profit on Easy Bake Ovens. I've been banned from Dave & Buster's. You played one of the KOTOR games, but you remember none of it. Yeah. Look, it was a long time ago now. Easy Bake Ovens, easy money. Why don't I have my soundboard open? I should just have the soundboard open to blast headphone users. With fucking "we make it look easy" memes.
We make it look easy.
Real trap shit. And in this corner, absolute slop. I love goop. We have Worse Than Overwatch by a Lot, featuring your favorite Marvel characters, versus literally the worst streaming content I've ever seen in my life. It was a...
Good job, King.
Among Us was a disease. It was COVID, except exclusively online, and you could only catch this disease if you were a streamer. For a period of something like 3 fucking years, although maybe it was shorter than that, it felt longer. Every streamer you wanted to watch was playing this god-awful, boring-ass game with 19 people in a Discord call screaming over each other like fucking werewolf at 3 a.m. after a con is over. What a shit game. I'm mad. I hope it's Rivals. I welcome the slop. I welcome the normie Marvel fucking rip-off whatever game. I welcome this over my hatred of Among Us. Please be Rivals. It won't be. Among Us was so huge. I think Among Us fucking mogs Rivals for all-time peak. I think. But maybe that's just a terminally online take. You know? Normies love the Marvel. And Among Us was during COVID, so it gets a 20% buff. Guaranteed. All-time peak. A lot of phone game players during COVID. Oh, true. We're cooked, chat. Let's see what we have to work with. 642,000 3D. That's a big number. That's 640. That's a lot. That's a lot. But Among Us was during COVID. And if the streamers I watched were any indication, it was something like 7 million. I kneel before Emma Frost. This game is a fake Gooner game. It's not, there's nothing that great here. They didn't even spin off into more popular entire genre of pornography like Overwatch did. Original characters, okay? Yeah, Overwatch got really fucking bad pretty quickly. And then they made 2, which was an embarrassment. But, fucking, there isn't even an entire watershed porn industry spinning off from Rivals. So I consider it to be an abject failure. Anyway, Twin Peaks. Among Us versus Rivals. 438. Get shit on. I'm happy it lost. Eat shit. Although that's a lot. For a game that only online humans who watch VTubers and shit kind of know about, that's a lot. Among Us put up a good fight against normie culture over here, even though I hate it. Does Winston appear in Orc Massage? Yeah, basically. He's just an orc instead. Fucking Winston. Anyway, Mother of God, I'll take my W. You met your college girlfriend on Among Us? Well, it's done one good thing then. I won't say it's done nothing good. Unless that was a bad thing in retrospect, then, you know, well, what are you going to do? Next. The Outer Who versus the game the most annoying people you know online pretend to have played because they pretend to like to read. This is a hard one. This is a hard one. I don't think the numbers back up all the chatter on Disco Elysium. But then again, who the fuck is Outer Worlds? I don't know, and I don't want to know. Disco Elysium wins. Like, even on launch, maybe. But this is players now, all right? Disco Elysium. Outer Worlds is like an off-label BioWare game. Okay, well, I mean, a lot of good BioWare games were off-label BioWare games, so it's possible. It seems like Disco Elysium sweep in the votes anyway. Let's see what Disco Elysium's working with first, shall we? half the players of my private random EverQuest server. Ooh. That being said, this is more than I expected. Disco Elysium is the Pulp Fiction of games people pretend to have played. If you were alive in the 90s, you'll get that joke. But hey, alright. But then again, I don't know what The Outer Worlds is, so who else does? Do people pretend to have seen Pulp Fiction? It was in the film circles in the 90s, it was big to pretend you have seen Pulp Fiction and say that it was great. It was like 37-year-old joke. You have a private EverQuest server? I just mean the private EverQuest server that I play on EQMU. At the very beginning, we have the Prime Meridian, is that the Hero's Journey private EQMU server. At the time of typing this, had 2585 players on. And then we have the Orc Massage Equator, which is 44 people were playing it when SG Arcade was making this list. Remember when Outer Worlds and Outer Wilds came out in the same time and it was confusing? Oh, damn, I was probably thinking of Outer Wilds. Who? Literal who. All right. Yeah, as much as I like to make fun of Disco Elysium without having played it, which is unfair, but sometimes the fans in the community around a game kind of spoil you on something because they're so fucking annoying. But as much as I like to make fun of them for pretending to have played it, no one knows who the Outer Worlds is. So, correctly destroyed Disco Elysium W. I swear someday I'll play this game. It's the type of game that I like. I like to read. I like visual novels. I like well-written but completely depressed fucking douchebag assholes that spend too much time writing heady dialogue into a game. It's got everything, right? Anyway, get shit on the Outer Who's, and DET takes it. Not necessarily convincingly, but it did. It took it. Next. Who has more players now? Infinity versus Infinity. You can do anything. Be anyone. Gary's Mod in the year of our Lord 2025. Or Tabletop Simulator, the best free way to play Commander. Or Backgammon. Or fucking Warhammer Age of Sigmar and all the rest. I feel like TTS's breadth is so huge. How many basement dwellers can possibly still be playing Gary's Mod? Right? I feel like it has to be TTS, but then again, TTS is 100 years old now, just like Gary's Mod is. On a random Sunday? I think TTS. Maybe this proves that I'm in some sort of epistemic bubble or something. But I think it's TTS. And so does chat. The voting. But that one skibbity toilet, that was a while ago now. But what do we have to work with over here? 12,545? That's way more than I thought. Suddenly, I don't know how confident I am about Tabletop Simulator. All right, old girl, you gotta pull some more weight over here. Quick, log in. Log in, quick. The number will update. Ooh. God. absolutely destroyed. Gary's mod sweep not only beat TTS, styled on him a little bit. Simulate this L. Here it is. Jesus. Very almost shocking, but look, if you're in an epistemic bubble, sometimes all you need is a little truth serum that pierces the layer, and you can see the world in a new way. Look up things you used to think were true and really try to figure out if that was the case or not. TTS, you're still my special little guy, TTS, okay? Gmod Idiot Box for the win. 12,000 people currently trying to make the next viral hit, yeah. Speaking of the opposite of the next viral hit, who has more players right now? Age of Empires 2, arguably the best RTS of all time. Or at very least, strong top 3, okay? Top 3 contention. Like, what's top 3 RTS of all time? Age of Empires 2, StarCraft 1, possibly Warcraft 3 plus its expansions, you know? Something like that for a top 3. And then there's Total War Warhammer 3, which I hated. I just really didn't like this game. I didn't like it at all. A lot of people did. I think a lot more people liked 2 than 3. 3 had a rocky launch, but supposedly it got better. Total War Warhammer 1 and 2 were so popular that they resurrected a dead game in Warhammer Tabletop. That's power. And 3 came out more recently. Like, who's playing Age of Empires, even though it's great? Who's still playing it? 53 dads trying to speedrun it for a retrospective YouTube video? Original or definitive, all of those have been grouped together for this. So you don't have to worry about random, oh, it's this edition, that edition. They just added them all up. It was re-released like 2 years ago. Oh, okay. Plus, like, good old games, like GOG is probably stealing some of Steam's thunder on this one, right? Like, GOG is probably stealing some for Age of Empires, maybe? I don't know how popular Total War Warhammer 3 is still, because I didn't follow it after release, so I don't know if it crashed and burned. I don't know if it's more popular than ever. I actually don't know. I'm going to choose to want to believe. I believe in quality and heritage and history. I want to believe. But what is it fighting against? 20,846. Bros. Deep breaths. It's not looking good. That's a lot of people that have to currently, in the year of our Lord 5425, be playing Age of Empires 2. That's a lot of people that have to currently be playing that. Gulp. Ugh. Oh! It wasn't even close.
We make it look easy. We make it look easy.
Let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you...
All right. So deserved. So deserved. Bow before your king. Where you at? We make it look easy. All right, finish him. Flawless victory. I am so thrilled by this. This warms my ice-cold Beast Claw Raider heart to see this. I'll at your boy. Yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, this is the biggest W I have seen so far, or at least the W that was the most important to me so far. Massive collect your W's, one per person. We brought enough for everyone. All right, and coming down off that high, who has more players now? The bad follow-up to a great game, or the crunchier, probably better sequel to a great game? Because it had a bad guy with a cool ass name. Both of these games came out 75,000 years ago, although Baldur's Gate 2 is much older. This would be Shadows of Ammon, I believe. Choosing to want to believe worked last time. It didn't work 2 times ago, but it worked last time. I believe in Baldur's Gate 2. Baldur's Gate 3 is so fucking big that I think it actually gets people to play the first 2 more than phoned in ass sequel to a good game. Although in BioShock 2's defense, it's way better than Infinite, for whatever that's worth. BioShock 2 versus Orc Massage. Orc Massage, a little, I don't know. They're about the same on quality. No, Orc Massage has more love put into it. It has more passion. Who plays BioShock more than once? I suppose. I mean, same thing for Baldur's Gate 2, though. This day and age, right? BG2 sweep. $341. Honestly, I'm pleased that it's this high. For a Black Isle Studios game made in fucking, I don't know, 2001? Maybe? Did Baldur's Gate 2 see the towers fall? I can't remember when this thing came out. Loved Infinite's character, work, and plot. BioShock 2 is a startlingly better designed game than Infinite. Yeah. Infinite had a wonderful, fresh, and very interesting setting. I wish they would have done something with that setting, to me. September 21, 2000. Okay, so exactly 1 year before. It watched Baldur's Gate 2 Towers. Infinite gave us SFF Porn Economy, or SFM. I mean, we had that before. Also, that was kind of fucked up because it's like her daughter or whatever. But look, I'm not going to tell SFM people what to do. They run the backbone of the internet. And if one of their planes ever went down on the way to a furry convention, the modern world would grind to a halt. What's SFM? I'll tell you when you're older. BioShock 2, 143, get shit on. Eat shit. The classics. Old Man cheers at Cloud. Really, though, this has nothing to do with quality. Baldur's Gate 3 is so huge that it's actually getting people to play 20-year-old games to see the context, right? That's really, the thing here. Yeah, source filmmaker. I actually forgot what it really stood for because when someone just says SFM, you think of a very particular category of production. Hey, all right. Storytelling. Yeah, storytelling. Sharing. Art. Next. Who has more players right now? UT2K4, the peak of Unreal Tournament. And honestly, one of the two best arena shooters ever, which would be Quake 3, which kind of invented the genre. And UT2K4, which is fucking sick and has one of the best multiplayer maps ever. The fucking one with the two towers at either end of it and like the teleporters and shit in the middle. That shit was sick. This game peak versus Lord of the Rings Online. And now you might be asking yourself, as I see someone in chat doing, isn't this a massively multiplayer? Isn't this a multiplayer online role-playing game whose servers are now defunct or down? Isn't this game dead? Well, Daybreak probably owns it, maybe, in their collection of defunct MMOs that they just have in a bag. Hey, guys want to play MTGO? We're Daybreak. You want to play EverQuest? Retail? You want to play City of Heroes? $16 a month. You can play any of them, plus another 10. Who gives a shit? Or he looked up a private server, perhaps, because maybe they keep the flames alive. You can never truly kill the whales. They had an expansion in 2024. Oh yeah, it is the Steam numbers. You're right. It's the Steam numbers. True. Yeah, P server wouldn't count. This is Steam. Although we did check the EverQuest private server database for some of the numbers. Chat thinks it's Lord of the Rings Online because they just had an expansion. But so far, I've been wanting to believe. Can we bring this to front? Thank you. So far, I've been wanting to believe. Okay, Unreal Tournament, I think, is like... Who's playing that now, right? Let it be known that chat voted for Lord of the Rings, but I'm a believer in peak gaming. Okay? Putting your tower in the back of your wood-paneled station wagon, your parents' own, and driving to a friend's basement with folding tables and connecting all 5 of them together in a LAN, okay? And playing Unreal Tournament. 44. All 44 of the people who were doing that before, these are the only 44 still alive. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Checking the tapes. It's the same people. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. It's them. Left monitor. Twitch.tv/VR chat VTuber Humunga Gazonga right monitor. Orc Massage main monitor UT2K4 Monster Zero Ultra White Claw in the left hand. Sounds of like a diner kitchen in the background you can hear over the microphone. 44 Chads worldwide. Fucking mogged by Lord of the Rings Online. Chat is correct. Okay, chat is correct, but I'll take my moral victory over here. 44, I don't use this word a lot, but true American heroes are gooning to Orc Massage and playing UT2K4 at the same time. Talking about the old days. And then like 1,000 Lord of the Rings Online players. But also, Lord of the Rings Online, get fucking shit on. EverQuest, still higher numbers. Get shit on. 44 computers still running with the players. Yeah, it's some Linux box in the attic is somehow still having power above a noodle place and below a bowling alley. Skeleton just slumped over in a folding chair. Hey, all right. We lost the battle, but we won the war. Oh, we're back. Remember Fez from up here? And just to jog your memory, got shit on by Peggle. Literally less players than Orc Massage at the time of writing. But what about that obnoxious ass bad game that started a terrible trend of the most annoying indie games you've ever seen? Overrated, not fun. I don't know. I don't know why I hate Braid so much, but I do. I hope it loses. I hope it's less than 43. We know it's 43. We saw it before. It's 43. Silhouette platformers. Yeah, don't work too hard. Yeah, we make it look easy. I'm still. I hope it wins. This is no thought, only at 100% heart. I hope Fez Dispenser takes it over fucking Get Braid. Indie games, huh? I hope Braid got laid off. I hope it tied a braid in a rope. Fake artsy, yeah. Braid, Orc Massage 2, Heart of the Swarm. Orc Massage 2, Heart of the Sperm. Hold on, I'm copywriting that. What are the votes? What are the votes? Show me. Okay, Fez is very slightly pulling ahead for the voting right now. Was Braid made by the one guy who insulted JRPGs, never made anything else, and fucked off forever? You know, I don't know. There might have been some sort of controversy at the time, but we didn't have Twitter then, thankfully, so I didn't have to know about it. Was that Jonathan Blow? Is that his real name? Am I going to start looking this up? No, he made more stuff? Okay, yeah, he probably made more stuff. Fez wins the chat poll, and this is the I Believe poll. 17. We make it look
easy.
Easy. Pack Watch, Rip Bozo. SD Arcade has put us on really a character arc here. We were making fun of Fez Dispenser over here when we were saying that it was obviously going to lose to Peggle, right? And now, after all this time, it has become the hero. Take Your Crown, game I've never heard of, but it doesn't look good. Ooh, we got a spicy one. So, speaking of popular internet games that are literal trash, we have Fall Guys versus one of the most influential and forward-thinking games of all time. This is like the rage bait. The only reason these two would fight is if somehow Fall Guys wins, right? Otherwise, why would you even compare them? I'm thinking too deeply into this, right? Now, this isn't all-time peak. If it was all-time peak as a percentage of total people playing games at the time to adjust for history, Half-Life 2 would win. But if it was a pure numbers game, Fall Guys would probably win for all-time peak. but it is who has more players today. Who is playing a game made for 4-year-olds on their iPads, aka babysitters? And who is playing one of the most influential, best games of all time, way past the point of it ever being worth playing, really? You know? Chat says Fall Guys. People waiting for Half-Life 3. All right, I think SG Arcade would have only done this as rage bait if Fall Guys had more than Half-Life 2. So that's what my brain says, but my heart can't deal with it. My heart can't deal with it. All right. Gorgonzola Friedman, I need you to pick up your what the fuck is that thing called? Crowbar, right? Anyway, pick up your crowbar one last time. I don't know why I couldn't remember the name of a goddamn crowbar. Anyway, please, Gordon. $28.98. Just barely more than my private EverQuest server.
Gender be this, Mr. Freeman.
Dude, that fucking... God, that will never not be funny to me. The Gender Riddler. Like, Stone Toss is such a stupid fucking cunt. But that was, like, so dumb that it was, like, unintentionally funny. And I can't stop laughing at it.
Gender be this.
God damn it. Fucking thing will never not be funny to me. Maybe it's anti-rage bait. Maybe it's uplifting bait. Like Orc Massage. We dodged a bullet. We dodged a bullet.
Every time I hit the space bar, I jump in.
Every time she hit the space bar, she jumping. That's right, Henya. Here's $10. And thank you, Mr. Freeman, for fighting off the cancer one last time. Now give me Half-Life 3, you fat fuck. But also thanks for trying to save video games. The moment you die, it's all over. Gabe N. Life finds a way. Rage Bateman. Thanks, Henya. Here's 10,000 bits. Well, now I feel great. What's going on? Oh. Who has more players right now? Half-Life Alyx, the VR game, or Skyrim VR, just VR? Now, before you say obviously it's Half-Life Alyx, because it's one of the only 2 good VR games ever made. Half-Life Alyx and Beat Saber. I would have you note that Skyrim has mods. And the VR mods are probably very embarrassing. But who owns VR anyway? These numbers are not going to be big. Probably. Skyrim VR doesn't have mods. Hold on. My whole world. This might... If Skyrim VR doesn't have mods, we might be sub-Orc Massage here. It was too unstable for mods. Todd Howard does it again. Todd the Hot Rod Blob Coward. Not even adding mod support to VR. Todd Coward. It got 0 support after launch. 16 times debate. 16 times the players. And that would be 16 times 1. You can get the Orc Massage mod in Skyrim. Apparently Skyrim VR has 18 pages of mods on Nexus. Okay, they fixed it. They fixed it. Skyrim job. That's what you think? I'm gonna believe in quality. You spent $1,000 on a fucking Valve, whatever the fuck their VR thing is called. You didn't pay $1,000 to play one of the most overrated, shitty ass RPGs ever. You paid it so that you could play Alex and pretend that it's Half-Life 3 because you're a Valve fan. $530. That's honestly a little more than I thought. Versus $389. That's way more. That's $388 more than I thought. Okay, so Half-Life Alyx wins and we're all happy, but I think Skyrim earned itself a moral victory here. I really didn't think it would be 3 digits. Ahem. VR is great for things like MechWarrior or Elite Dangerous or Half-Life Alyx or Beat Saber. It's got some stuff. I'm just saying, I'm waiting on VR until we can get me in one of those blue avatar people. But I would still probably choose a robot, to be honest, because I didn't like the blue avatar people. But I mean something like that. I want real VR, not a screen closer to my head. Beat Saber is the name of a VR Skyrim mod? Yeah, there's an orc massage mod called Beat Saber 2. Alright. Next. Who has more players right now? PUBG, one of the most popular bad games of all time. The children yearn for the mines.com. Versus Counter-Strike 2. Now, this is today. This isn't all-time peak. All-time peak, PUBG is probably number 1 out of all Steam games ever, maybe. It was so huge. And not just in America. But now, I mean, version independent, all of them put together. All Counter-Strike 2s, all PUBGs, whatever they are. It looks like in the Twitch poll, CS2 dominating. This one would be close, and I'm saying this now, but I might get owned when I remove these, but the reason this might be closer than we think is it's hard to explain the sheer scale of how huge this game was when it was huge. Anyway, 5 bliats. True. 5 suka bliats. 1.5 milli. Right now. PUBG 680. 680,000 this long after its peak. It's still a contender. That's a lot of EverQuest servers. PUBG still has the record for the peak, unless it was unseated. I believe it just lost the peak or something, right? Let's check. Where's all-time peak? As of February 25, PUBG was still the most popular video game on the gaming platform Steam-based peak concurrent users, 3.2 million at its highest. So it is still PUBG. I thought Pal World might have done it, but I guess not. 3.25 million. By like a full milli. Jesus. Anyway, eat shit. Counter-Strike 2 takes the dub. Oh shit, it's Goops. It was huge. Who has more players now? Monster Hunter Wilds with Pretty Lady, the game with big monster and cats that make food versus I've never heard of this game in my life, but it looks like a game that Dr. Disrespect would have made. So it's probably pretty popular. Considering that I've never heard of Delta Force in my life, Monster Hunter is like insanely popular. Right? I don't know who's playing it on Steam, I guess, but every time I look at Monster Hunter numbers of any sort, I'm like blown away by its popularity. Because to me, I don't see anything really special about it, but a quarter of the population of China disagree with me, so hey, all right. 2 billion people can't be wrong. Yeah, this feels like a trick question, doesn't it? United States Army, the game. 107, 177. That's not a lot. But then again, I guess people play this thing on consoles mostly. Maybe that was the trick. The trick is everybody plays this shit on their PlayStation XL, right? And not really on Steam. And maybe Delta Force just happened to release on 5/4/2025. Maybe it was like the early access start of this game, whatever it is. $133 successfully baited, and I'm not talking about Orc Massage. SJRK set us up and knocked us down. What the fuck is? Who the fuck is Delta Force game? What is this? Free ultimate AAA shooter available now. Steam it tells me it's an iconic series. It's a series. First-person tactical shooter video game developed by Timmy Studio. Oh. Damn, I've never heard of this. I don't know anything about it. It's apparently very popular right now. Hey, all right. Anyway, mission failed successfully. Delta farce, more like. Is the Iron Jaws update to the GHB going to include brutes giving massages? They fucking better. And the rules better be weird. Anyway, good shit, you got me. Who has more players right now? Betrayal at Krondor, which was an excellent first-person dungeon crawl RPG in a similar vein to like Eye of the Beholder and Ultima Underworld, later Stone Keep, that kind of first-person perspective thing. Good writing in it. Or D, the game with no fucking save feature, made by that crazy weirdo Japanese developer guy who tried all sorts of weird shit, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't, but you were along for the ride. Sort of, he would have been like a Kojima if the internet was more of a thing when he was making his weirdo games. Not, I guess not really, but the closest to it, perhaps. I can't remember his name offhand. And very influential, like, game mechanically. Way ahead of his time. So ahead of his time that I don't think anything he made succeeded very well. But then again, Betrayal at Krondor is literal who old guy Toriel Mud, Enjoy Your Ass, 1995 game. Both of these games came out so long ago that I'm, for one, shocked that they're on Steam, and two, we might be sub Prime Meridian, or we might be sub equatorial numbers on this one. Krondor from the HeyWoah Plus YouTube short. I think this is like a Japanese game, so it's got worldwide appeal. Okay, I'm thinking outside the box. I think it's D. Even though I would kind of want it to be Betrayal at Krondor. Because D is more likely to have gotten a YouTube retrospective 3-hour video about it recently than Betrayal at Krondor has. And that's the only source of anyone knowing what either of these things are, besides me. So I think it's D. Krondor deserves a 3-hour retrospective. Just play the game. It's written by an author. They hired an author to write the game. It's great. It's actually a great game for its time and place. 0. Well, I'm going to be honest. That's not unexpected. Literal 0 world. I might have gotten too lost in the sauce on that YouTube thing. 2. Oh, let's go. I've never been happier to be wrong. 2 absolute chads worldwide are experiencing a first person live capture and then digitized actor first person dungeon crawling author written fucking puzzler game. Let's go. It was actually just Jupes and CJ who were playing it at the time that SJ was making this. Absolutely based. Yeah, it's no Orc Massage. Well, Orc Massage at Krondor was a good one. And, your phone autocorrects Krondor to all caps because CJ Busta and I have talked about it so much. Let's go. 0 and 2. Hey, all right. The massage was key to the betrayal. 22 times more popular. Infinity times more popular than D, which is not unexpected. Who has more players right now? PUBG plus Dota 2 versus Counter-Strike 2. Oh, we're doing a little mathematics here. Remember, 680,000 versus 1.5 million, right? That means Dota 2 has to clock in at something like 750, 800,000. And it defeats Counter-Strike 2 when you add both of them up. I wish I had the Jeopardy noise here. So there's a sub-question now. If Dota 2 right now has more players than PUBG, then it has a chance of beating Counter-Strike 2. If Dota 2 has fewer players right now than PUBG, then it's not close. Buckle your safety belts. Team A or CS2, kind of even in the CS2 still, you think? 1.505 million. I have no concept of how big Dota 2 is. I know League is bigger. The question is Dota 2 800,000? or more. Oh, quick, someone look up last night, was there a Dota 2 tournament? Because if there was... I think I'm saying Counter-Strike 2. League is worse. You're right. League is worse, so it is more popular. That is how that works, usually. Sika Bliat Simulator 2. Suka. I think it's still Counter-Strike 2. And we know the number already. 1505. Dota's pretty big, though. Oof. Not enough. We are right, chat is right. Not big enough. How can one chat be so right? They paid people $1 million to play Dota 2 and they still didn't. Oh no. Hey, all right. Good try. Good try. In your heyday, you could have done it. Maybe even in yours, but your time is over. Now, it's my time. You heard Adachi in the background? Yeah. Next. Oh, Tim Schafer, All-Star. Who has more players now? Psycho Nuts versus the Curse of Monkey Island. Now that would be the Curse of Monkey Island, not Battle for Return of Monkey Island, where the Statue of Liberty is on the beach and he's like, you damn dirty apes, you know. Dr. Zaius has the song and dance routine. I'm going to be real honest here. For me, snap decision, no one's playing Psychonauts. This game actually sucks. This is Tim Schafer after he didn't really make good games anymore. He made some of the best, all-time best, like, characterful, funny, cartoony, creative games in the 90s, early 2000s, but Psychonauts is when, you know, I'm thinking stuff like, you know, Grim Fandango, right? Some of those LucasArts ones and stuff. His peak was sweet, but that shit kind of got old, and Psychonauts fucking sucked. Then again, Curse of Monkey Island is retirement home-ass game, but I think there's more speedrunners for it. And so there's some Curse of Monkey Island speedrunners, and I think they outnumber Psychonauts speedrunners. 0-0 tie. It's a tie, yeah. Chat has voted tie. I'm putting the star on my heart here. 61. Surpassing Orc Massage. More like Curse of Monk Island. They have gone celibate. They have said no to the Orc Massage. They have transcended. %50 more players. Transcending history and the world. A tale of souls and swords.
Transcending history and the world.
But now that we know it's 61, Psychonauts, 126, double another, eat shit me. I am wrong and have lost. Oh, kill him. I got. Well, this old warrior has to get driven out to pasture. Yeah, your time is over, old man. It's time for the slightly younger but still old men time. Hey, alright. You got me. Curse of Monkey Island is awesome, though. You should play it. It's very nice. If you like old LucasArts point-and-click stuff. It's a good one. It's no Day of the Tentacle, but Nothing Is. That's the best one. After that, Grim Fandango. After that, Curse of Monkey Island, maybe Full Throttle, maybe some others. Anyway. Yeah, Xbox kids are 30 now. Oh, shit. The Dig. Yeah, The Dig. The Dig was a good one. Day of the Tenty was peak. It was basically like playing Animaniacs, except circa 1995. Broken Sword, Shadow of the Templars? Don't you mean British Indiana Jones, the voice acted? That was a good game too. And also, yeah, Curse of Monkey Island aged very well, and so did Day of the Tentacle. That's what happens when you get like Tex Avery's apprentice to do all your hand-drawn cell animation for the game. And it's 2D. It's not that early shit-ass 3D stuff. It was before that era, right? Anyway, good shit. More Psychonauts versus Max Payne. Fall of Max Payne. I forgot that was the subtitle. Max Payne 2. The Fall of Max Payne. Yeah, I shit on Psychonauts as 45% of a joke. You know, it's not that bad. I think the gameplay is like hella obnoxious in its early 3D awkwardness. And the whimsy was a little more, was scooting into some Jonan Vasquez-esque kind of stuff around that time for its art style that I didn't care for. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. I'm just, you know, kind of comparing it to way better stuff, but Max Payne 2. Is anyone actually playing Max Payne 2? I could see someone playing Max Payne 1. Certainly not 3. Well, we know we have datum on Psychonauts. We know it's 126, so we know that. I don't think Max Payne 2 has it in it. Oh, but chat is a believer. 2008. When the world was still good. All right, chat's a believer, and so I will believe in the chat that believes in me. Final Fantasy X-2 YRP Pain Yuna Riku Max Payne 127 by 1. If there's one Max Payne fan, it's me. Kako Pog, let's go. They did it. Absolutely destroyed. Not even close. There it is. I'm actually kind of surprised that many people are still playing Max Payne 2. More like Max Plane. Max Plane players. Anyway, good shit. Good try. Who has more players right now? We had to, right? Max Payne 3. I have never seen this cover.
Oh, okay.
I have never seen this cover in my life. Wait, Rockstar made Max Payne? Oratorius, thanks for the bits. The much bigger story is there's 261 playing both. Yeah, truly. There was a Max Payne 3. It fucking sucked. I played it. I don't remember this. And then Death Poop. Death Hoop? Who? Is that Idris Elba? Whose niece is she? Okay. At least this cover is a little more, you know, graphic design is my passion than I'm channeling an 80s movie cover. There's a third one. Both these games blue. The cover looks like games should have been called Far Cry. It is a very Far Cry looking cover, isn't it? You are right. The Fall of Far Cry. Max Payne 3 has won. It wins, according to chat. Of course it sucked. He fell in Max Payne 2, yeah. He fell. It's the fall of Max Payne. Max Payne 3. The getting back up of Max Payne. Versus Death Who? $556. 556. Exploring the sands of Iraq or possibly Los Angeles. It's hard to tell depending on the camera angle sometimes. Versus Literal Who, 145. Hey, it's more than orc massage. Put that on the cover. Hey, it's more than orc massage. Death poop. Guy got 3 games about his family getting nuked. Get over it, man. I think he just gets a new family every time and then they get nuked. Max Nukem. Just Cause 2. Oh. Okay. We have the poster children for like games that came out, everyone hated them and they died. I don't know anything about Deathloop actually, but Just Cause 2, if it's the game I'm remembering of, I watched a playthrough of it that fucking Pippa was playing. And it was the worst written game I've ever seen. And I'm including games that were not translated correctly. If this is the one that I'm thinking of, it might not be the one that I'm thinking of. Duke nuked them. Yeah, Max Payne's family. He traded the game back to GameStop. Why? Just cause. Oh, we got him. There it is. I think Just Cause. I think Just Cause. I think it wins. I mean, we know the number, 145. I think Just Cause 2 can do it. $170. Yep. I knew you could do it. I knew you could do it. Death poop, get flushed. Just Cause, stay winning, although you also suck, probably. If it's the game I'm thinking of. It might not be. Maybe it's Just Cause 3. Or maybe it's an entirely different game. I can't remember the name of it. Pink Rabbit was playing it years ago. All right, let's get into some big leagues. Who has more players now? Game of the Year 2014 versus Game of the Year 2015. The pretty well-deserved Game of the Year 2015 versus the literal garbage can that was Dragon Age Inquisition. A series of games that I can't believe has any fans because all of them fucking suck. Inquisition was by far the worst, except for Dragon Age 2, which was worse than Inquisition, but it respected your time more. Until they came out with Veilguard. Now that's probably the worst one. I have to give it to The Witcher. But because these two are fighting, I feel an existential sense of dread that it might actually be Inquisition. In which case democracy would fail yet again. God damn, this game fucking sucked. Anyway, 1,058 losers. That's good, you know? There's probably what, 100 million people maybe playing on Steam total. Maybe 10 million, maybe 100 million. Only 1,058 are irredeemable losers, right? Versus The Witcher Chads, 19,828. Nuclear bomb versus coughing baby. It's not even fair, but kicking them when they're down is sometimes fun, especially when they deserve it. Get shit on. Enchilada. If it's Dragon Age Inquisition, I'm banning 5 random people, says one of my mods. No need to lash out. It was impossible. God damn. What having no taste will do to a motherfucker. Next, who has more played now? Game of the Year 2019 versus Game of the Year 2015. Dark Souls Japan Edition. I'm gonna say a controversial game for the Dark Soul fans because it introduced a parry mechanic and expected you to actually use it. And so you couldn't just copy someone's overpowered build and make a hard game easy to pretend like you want to play a hard game so people think you're good, but actually you're just copying someone's broken build so that the game is easy, but you like the illusion of playing hard games. And then you end up playing a hard game for real and you don't like it. Anyway, shots fired. Versus Norwegian Nerds. Double N. Careful, Souls people come after me. Don't worry about it. The low side of the bell curve has been trying to beat that monkey boss since 2019. They're still at it. Well, we know this number already, 19,828. This wasn't too long ago. It was 5 years ago. 2019 was 5 years ago. Probably a lot of console players as well. The Witcher probably just maintains the same number of people forever playing it. 2019 was 6 years ago. Oh, I thought it was a third quarter release. Maybe it came out early in the year. Joke's on you. I got the true ending. Nice. Actual tie. Chat has tied. All right. And when chat is tied, I say, you know what? I'm going to throw a curveball here and give it to Sekiro. Even though I think it really is The Witcher. The staying power of Witcher, right? But Souls people, I don't know, they play games forever. Absolutely shit on. I shouldn't have thrown my vote away. It's like I voted for a third-party candidate. Like, why did I even do that? Why did I even leave my house? It was a waste of time, right here. It's basically a vote for the worst of the two. Anyway, good shit. I don't really have a horse in this race. I never played Sekiro, not very interested in it. I'm not a Souls guy. Never played Witcher, but the Nords seem to like it. So, hey, all right. Green Party spoiler. Jill Stein sells malding. Bro, if you voted for Jill Stein, I got a bridge to sell you. Holy. Sorry, no politics over here. I'm trying to rate video games. Sekiro is actually not a Souls game at all. Oh, well, it shows how much I know about that game, which is not a lot. It has almost no builds. Oh, that might be why the Souls people don't like it. Yeah, no, unless we're doing another political poll for 4 hours where I fill out a compass or something and then talk about how the compass is bullshit. And in my defense, the compass is bullshit, actually. But hey, all right. Who has more players right now? It takes 2,000 viewers, or once again, 19,828 for The Witcher. Streamers are fickle, right? Streamers played this in 2021, and they were paid to play it, or it was just hot right then, and then they dumped it into the trash where it belongs. I actually think Wisher. It Takes Two better not be an odd number of players. Interesting. Hey, very interesting comment. Very interesting comment indeed. SG Arcade wouldn't... Well, this one ended up winning, so... SG Arcade wouldn't put Witcher back to back to back and just set him up and knock him down 3 in a row. He wouldn't dare. Would he? All right, side bet. Everyone voted for Witcher 3. Side bet, It Takes Two, odd number, yes or no? I got $25 dues that says somehow it's an odd number, because I think that would be funny. Making a point that gaming peaked in 2015. I mean, it didn't peak in 2015. Peaked in 1999. It's just gotten a lot worse since 2015, that's all. Also, 2001, 2002, strong years. Game release year tier list, please. Gaming is still going strong. Of course it's still going strong. Correct 1999. Damn, look at all these correct opinion havers. 1999 video games. Okay, let's just read some of them off. All right. Silent Hill, Donkey Kong 64, Age of Empires 2, Crazy Taxi, Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, Final Fantasy 8, Unreal Tournament, Shenmue. Oh fuck. Medal of Honor, Crash Team Racing, Spyro 2. Oh, Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri. Pepsi Man came out in 1999. Holy. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Shenmue, the most influential game of all time, according to that one poll. I think I'll have another. 96 is also another. What was it? 96 or 7? Some crazy years. Anyway, we'll look, new content idea. We'll do that tier list when we get to it, and all the olds can talk about their year. We'll do like whatever, fucking 86 or something to whenever, and we'll make a tier list of the and find the best year for games. Load Runner. Oh my god. It's got to be 04 and it's not even close. 04 is huge. 04 is a insane year. Dude, there's going to be some. I'm thinking like 96, 99, 2000, 2001, 2004. There are some powerhouses. Yeah, '04 had World of Warcraft, Half-Life 2, UT2K4. Jesus. Oh, it had EverQuest 2, so it gets dropped down a little bit, but still very, very powerful. We'll have that conversation when we do it. Another PowerPoint has been loaded into the chamber. Anyway, It Takes Two. Absolutely. That's bait. Got him. And prop bet 1. Give me my $25. Put the money in the bag. An odd number of It Takes Two players. Bake them away, toys. We lost the battle, but we won the war. Got him. Ooh. Never match wits with a Sicilian when death is on the line. Could it be that It Takes Two has a chance here? That's a Princess Bride quote for the millennials in chat. Princess Bride was a film. What year was Steve Ballmer's keynote speech? Developers. Shit. I think that was that for Vista, I think? I want to say it was for Vista. I don't think it was for Windows 98.
Good job, King.
Merchiamemia. Thanks for the tier 1 for 16. My cozy strimmer. We're just talking about video games and statistics. Thanks for joining. No way is It Takes Two back-to-backing. Rip Windows XP. Yeah, too beautiful for this world. Windows XP, literally the best Windows. El Dong Wrong wins the poll. So that's what chat thinks. Gaming Peak that AOS Realms of Ruin for the N-Gage. What kind of Nokia phone can you run that game on? I can't remember. Anyway, I'm taking the bait. I'm taking the bait and saying Elden Ring. Bro, it just got an expansion like a year ago. It Takes who? Easy money. Put it in the bag. I'll take those in chips. Thank you. Can I convert these $100 bills into betting discs, please? Hey, all right. But what about now? 54,359 versus Bald Girls Gate Trois. There ain't no way, bro. Don't embarrass me. Dude, right now, Baldur's Gate probably has, I'm going to say it, triple Elden Ring. Triple. Sunday, yesterday, I bet 100,000 people are playing Baldur's Gate. My confidence is so high, as is my horse. Ready to fall. It ain't close. It just had its last patch ever. A final update. And unlike Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3 is fun. Got him. That being said, wonderful art. Really like the art and the story and the setting, everything like that. Gameplay, not great, but certainly better than the other Souls games. It was the closest to having gameplay. Horse controls are alright, I guess. Souls players don't like it when I make fun of how molasses their fucking controls are. BG3 introduced new subclasses. You bet your ass people are getting their 20th playthrough. Same. It's me, and also it's SJ. And we know this number already. Will I win my prop bet of triple? I mean,
We make it look easy.
real trap shit. Close enough. This is blackjack. You just can't go over. Close enough. He's a knower. Put the money in the bag. I'll have it in betting disc format. Thank you. Price is Right rules. Anyway, good shit, Baldur's Gate 3. Good shit. How'd you do? There's only one left. Dude, I didn't do as well as... Well, actually, that's a lie. I didn't think I would do very well. I'm usually bad at guessing these things. I exceeded my expectations, especially in the second half. Who has more players right now? Flea Up Weach or Assassin's Creed, just the original? Well, Flip Witch is objectively a better video game than Assassin's Creed. So game design wise, Flip Witch is superior. That's simply fact, right? The fact that Flip Witch is a better designed and followed through on game than Assassin's Creed. But Assassin's Creed was inexplicably very popular when it came out, even though it wasn't that great. And all the sequels were way worse. There is that. It deserves to be Flip Witch, but the problem is Flip Witch, literal who? Like, no one knows this game. I bet Orc Massage outnumbers Flip Witch. We're looking for, like, Betrayal at Krondor numbers, I bet. Not even my chat knows what Flip Witch is, besides SJ and CJ, because I told them about this game. For the sake of winning my own game, I'm going to say it's Assassin's Creed, but Flip Witch is a better game and deserves to win. $270. Well below the prime meridian of my private EverQuest server, but well above the equator of Orc Massage. Now, Flip Witch shares a genre with Orc Massage. If it isn't obvious based on the cover here. You knew about Flip Witch before? Oh, pardon me. I didn't mean to tread upon your dreams. Sorry about the Yates. You get alerts when Critical Bliss publishes a new game. You get life alerts. It's not even your phone. It's a special dongle they gave you. Absolutely cultured. You'll say Flip Witch? I wish you were right. 74. Hey, it beat Orc Massage, though. Good on ya. Good job. Good job. You made a little Metroidvania kind of game that was better than it really should have been. I wish there was more content in it. It had no business being like an almost real game for some reason. What a bizarre thing. Why am I here just to suffer?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
Every night. I could. Hey, alright, Assassin's Creed wins. Game was absolutely mid. Not bad, really, just mid. And then all the sequel is trash. Game over. Play again? Yeah. Yeah, this was a fine alternative to the Autismo Factory clock in and clock out stream that I did a few times, where we look at like 17 pixels and some autist loser from chat is like, that's Diablo 4. That's Planescape Torment. That's Maniac Mansion, the prequel to Day of the Tentacle. That's fucking Cave Adventure. You know, that shit was kind of fun too. So this is a nice one. Good work. The next one will be a tier list of the most powerful years in video games. 97 is like 97 is crazy, 99 is crazy, 2004 is nuts. There's going to be some good fighting. And conversely, we can also see the shittiest years for gaming as well. And maybe we'll all learn something. Maybe the shittiest years for gaming aren't even the most recent years, and then we can fix our head and be like, see, everything's not so bad. You know? I think that would be a good future stream. You do the rank year? Yeah, let's do the rank of the year thing. That should be good. Because then for each one, we can reminisce for like 20 minutes and people will be able to paint half of their army by the time we're done with the shit. And it's got some contentious stuff in there, and I can give my Twitch takes, you know, such and such game is overrated, you know, or whatever, right? Hidden gems. Is that Blorbo's quest? Yes, it is. Buying Flipwitch for my dad and my mom. I hope it's good. They'll love it. If they played Metroid when they were kids, they'll love it. And they're over 18, so it's fine. Hey, all right. Hey, thanks for watching. We had some content today. And 4 sentences of AOS news. Speaking of 4 sentences of AOS news, I'll see everyone tomorrow. And the next day, and the next day, every single day for the next month that Warcom updates an article with new information, which they said they're doing every day, but I don't think they mean Saturday and Sunday, but maybe they do. I will be here to stream it. I'm not saying 3-hour streams or anything every day, but we have to catalog this, reward them for adding stuff to the game, because what the game needs is shit added to it to make it exciting, and they're doing that, so good, right? Anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks for the subs and the bits and the primes. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to get used to saying that and not be lying for once. Anyway, I got to go to the 7-Eleven, get some Marbreds. I'll be right back.